Hi DHS, this is
Mind of a Wildcat.
I'm Brianna.
I'm Janelle.
And this is our very first episode that is going to be on Broadcaster. And we're very excited to be doing this today. And in today's episode, we're going to be getting onto motivation, engagement with the school, and just like
positivity. And all that
all
great
the
stuff.
Things that us teenagers feel like is not talked about enough. And I don't know, like just stuff we go through, or like things that we feel that needs to be talked about that we think other teenagers are going through too. Mm-hmm. And by this experience, we're going to be learning because we are not perfect and we don't know everything. So we're just excited to be learning more about all of this stuff.
Yeah, and helping you guys with this stuff as well.
Yeah, so that's our whole goal for this podcast, is just to help and just put our opinions out there.
By getting onto that,
motivation. That's our first topics, and we're just going to be getting into it. We think, I don't know, how do you feel about motivation?
I feel like it's the main thing with like
school right now
because
they just put out like what is it called?
A survey
on like attendance, about how like what do we feel. They like asked us how we feel about the attendance and how should they help us be more better at attending school, because I guess the attendance right now is really bad. And honestly, I understand that. I understand why kids, because honestly, coming from a teenager's perspective, we don't always want to be getting out of bed.
I mean, who wants to wake up to go to school? Or like doing tests.
For a whole 8 hours. And we've been having tests back to back. And I feel like that's a big thing too. It's just like, I don't know. We did do the survey. You did the survey, right?
Yeah, I did the survey.
I gave my honest opinion on it, on why I think students aren't attending school as often as they should be, and why it's such a big problem right now. And I told them, like, I gave my opinion on what they should do for that, and I put engagement. I feel like I know right now they're working on that with the teachers, like on engaging more with us in class and all that, making it better for us.
And now it's a little harder because we don't have our phones, so now you really have to keep your mind focused. And us being teenagers, it's very hard to stay in just
in like
focus.
that mindset of just like school, like tests.
You lose your train of thought really quick.
Well, for me, I do. I honestly do that too. I don't know if it's ADHD, but
yeah, we don't want to self-diagnose here.
Yeah, but anyways,
could be a possibility.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know, that's like a big problem, is the attendance. And I feel like motivation is just like a thing with everybody in the school. I feel like I honestly, some days I don't want to get out of bed, and it's just like not motivating, like thinking about, I have to spend a whole 8 hours of school, like just doing work or tests and all that.
And I think the main thing that will help with that is the motivation. But you can't have motivation without the positivity. Like, I don't know, you just have to you have to have something to look forward to. You have to strive and want that
coming up. I feel like also a slumber mindset too is like a big thing. I feel like even me as a teenager, I get that a lot. Like just like a lazy mindset basically.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like with motivation, I feel like Janelle said, like you just really need to look forward to stuff. And
like for instance, me and Brianna, we're in cheer and track.
Yeah.
So we're constantly like focused on something else. We're always, busy, active,
and we can't do those sports if we don't have the grades for it. And if we don't have the grades for it, that means we're not coming to school as often, and that's a big thing. Like,
or even
if you don't come to school, you can't really do sports.
Or even going, outside, touching grass. It'll help with your mindset if you're outside.
It sounds very like we're just like talking, like trying to be mature, and but like honestly it really helps us, like going on walks. It's actually very like,
and you look back at it when you were younger, you were always outside, on the playground.
And I honestly, whenever I was younger, I would always want to be at school. Like I'd be excited to wake up. We'd be in elementary school,
excited to be playing outside and engaging with other people.
And now it's different because we're obviously growing older. We're juniors, and it's like we're the year you really got to take things seriously. And just like, and that could be like unmotivating too, like, dang, I'm gonna be an adult soon, like in like 2 years, and I have to like think about my career path and what I'm gonna do after high school. It's just like a lot of pressure. And I feel like that really just discourages kids. Like, not kids, but like
Many people or
in the school.
anybody in general, honestly.
And I know I'm not the only one, because sometimes I get like that too, but I know I'm not the only one. I know a lot of people feel like that too, or if you don't, then good for you. Good for you. But yeah, I feel like that's just a big thing. I feel like going to sleep early too is like a big thing on motivation. I feel like that will help you.
Like I know
get up in the morning.
We all want to be, staying up till 12 o'clock and all of that. But if we don't get our sleep, the next day we're not going to wake up in the morning. And then
in the morning
we start losing our attendance at school, how they said. And I don't know.
It's like the most important like part of your day.
Yeah.
Like, that's where you started off. If you have a bad morning.
That depends on my mood. The morning depends on my mood.
My whole day's ruined.
Yeah.
And if my mood gets up throughout the day, I feel like that's a really big like, wow, like, dang, I had a good and a bad day. But honestly, I feel like the morning just determines your whole day.
Just try staying consistent with your sleeping schedule, or like I said, being active, because then that makes you tired, and and getting off your phone. Believe it or not, because I have so much trouble, and as teenagers we don't want to get off.
I have an addiction.
Yeah, you're addicted to our phones.
I can't be without it for like 30 minutes, and that's bad to say, but honestly I'm working on it. Like, I feel like I am working on it.
And maybe also the phone ban will help.
It wasn't a bad thing. I feel like
there's pros and cons,
I feel like for lunch we would want it. I feel like they should have, but it wasn't up to the admin. That's what I heard. That's what my teacher told me. I don't know if that's 100% true, but for lunch, I know they try to fight for it, but I don't think it didn't get passed. But yeah, I feel like that's like the phone ban. It honestly sounds bad, like, oh, we always complain about how we don't have our phones and everything, but honestly it wasn't the worst thing that happened, because
it helps us socialize a little bit more,
I talked to one of the admin, Mr. Diaz. He told me that the whole like reason for it basically was just for like social, like being more like socializing instead of like always on your phones at lunch. And they said that they seen a big growth in that, like during lunch, and just like communication throughout the school, instead of just like always being on your phone, because I know I was always on my phone. But
well, I mean, that's a pro. The only con I feel like is I can't stay engaged.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes it's like we're getting treated like little kids. And that could be on our part too, because we do, like, there's a lot of things on why, like the bullying through the phone throughout the school, the videos, the fight videos that get recorded. I feel like, yeah, it's like on our part too, but obviously we're teenagers and we're not gonna like that our phones are getting taken away. But yeah, I just feel like no motivation is like not a good mindset, and that could throw you into a bad mental state
or a spiral down the rabbit hole.
And that could be a lot on a teenager, like a lot of pressure on a teenager. I know, like, it is for me. Like, whenever I get into that state of mind on just like unmotivated, it like can lead to depression too.
Yeah,
and
I was gonna say that depression. Without motivation, you will most likely lead to depression, or not doing anything. Like hobbies, you'll probably be in your room all day in a dark room, and that will definitely lead you into depression.
Make you like be burnt out and just feel exhausted with just so many emotions, especially whenever you're alone. I feel like that's a big thing too, is like whenever you're alone, especially teenagers. I keep saying that, but it's true. I feel like teenagers just where our minds are still developing. And it's like whenever you're alone with your thoughts, it's like the train of thoughts you have is just, it goes in a spiral, and your emotions, and you're just alone with your thoughts. For me, I remember during December, I was just like alone with my thoughts in my room, in a dark room, and my parents had to get me out of my room because it was just like, obviously they care, and I know that I would have been led into a bad depression. And it sounds like, honestly, I'm fine with opening up about it, because it's not like anything.
Yeah, and you're probably, I mean, you could be depressed and you could be wondering, why am I so depressed? Like, I have everything I want, I'm blessed to have everything.
And teenagers, like, it doesn't really matter. I feel like you just get into that state of mind, and then you could stay there. Like, that's why you have to like be very like vigilant on what you do with your life, or where your mindset's at. Like, make sure it's in a good state. I feel like hanging around with the right people too,
or even talking to God.
Talking to God, that's like a big thing. I feel like that's what helps me most, because sometimes I don't want to open up. I close off my feelings a lot, and that's just like
not good, because then it bottles up, and then eventually explode, and that doesn't lead you to be like a very good
like
person. You know, you grow resentment, or true. You know, there's just a lot of things from that outcome. But
yeah, sometimes like I feel like I wouldn't want to talk to my parents about what I'm going through, or like, you know, the counselors here, I don't like feel comfortable opening up. That's just me personally.
Yeah,
but I know a lot of people do. But I feel like talking to somebody that you're,
never feel afraid to seem weak or speak out, because
especially men, I feel like they all have that like mindset of just like, no, I have to like put on a front so I can make myself seem more, you know, like tough, and just like, you know, like more tough, and not like look so weak, because that's just the perception that we have on like men, or like the world has on men. I feel like it's just for them to be just tough.
Yes, but overall, that's, you know,
I feel like it's not a bad thing to open up about your feelings.
Yeah. But
that's what we have for you guys today.
Yeah, it's
we kind of went a little over
time. You know, time. Sorry, we're just very, you know, opinionated, and we have things that we want to get out there.
But next episode is gonna be good too. I'm sorry if it felt kind of long, but yeah. I don't know. I feel like this stuff needs to get out there, especially in DHS. I feel like a lot of things have been happening recently, and it's just like an important topic, and it's kind of just shrugged off a little bit. Especially in this school, I feel like, you know, it just needs to be talked about. And we hope that we could help you throughout this. And yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.